TalkTainmentRadio.com. We give you a reason to come. The world's greatest radio. We give you a reason to stay. Radio, the way it should be heard. You got the power.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
Welcome to New Money, where imagination meets creativity and technology, with your hosts, Lady J and Drew, where we're all about social media and making money online.
Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Heard only on TalkTainmentRadio.com.
Radio, the way it should be heard.
All right, let's make some money.
All right, let's make some money for another Friday evening here on the show, New Money. And I'm your host, Lady J. I got my boy, the Drew, the Casanova, the player. He's over there somewhere. How are you, sir?
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you doing?
How many people are like Lady J and still blaming St. Patrick's Day for their hangover? Now, it's March 23rd. That is 6 days past St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
And Lady J is still claiming that she has a hangover from St. Patrick's Day. It sounds like we have a problem.
I don't have a hangover. That's your impression of what you think is going on. I don't do hangovers.
So you finally bounced back from your hangover?
I never had one to begin
So are
with.
you saying you drink so much that you are hangover proof?
I'm hangover
That's how much
proof.
alcohol that you drink? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't consume that much alcohol to begin with.
Okay.
So you got me mixed up with some other chick, some other ratchet chick.
Some other ratchet chick?
Yes.
With Lady J? There's only one Lady J that I know.
Okay, but you.
Why you stumbling? Thank you. There it is.
See,
The built-in lie detector. When someone that does not have a speech impediment stumbles over their words, they're lying. Say it with me. Lying. So today's show is about people that are caught lying.
That's not what the show's about, okay? Number one, let's give the call-in number. It's 1-877-932-9766. Call in and join the conversation here on TalkTainmentRadio.com. Now, we're not talking about liars today.
So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about what happens when you aren't selling. How do you survive when you aren't selling?
Well, don't you have to sell to survive?
In some ways, yes.
Okay.
And in some ways, if you have one day or one half a day where you don't get a sale or you don't make the grade, it's not over for you.
Okay. All right. So how to survive when you are not selling, when people are not subscribing, when people are not liking your post, when people are not following your blog, when people are not buying your product or service. How do you survive?
Yes, that's what we're going to talk about. Now, before we get into that, there is some news that we need to peruse.
Some news we need. We got to coin that. News we need to peruse. I like that. I'm glad I thought of it.
You didn't think of it.
Yep, I'm glad I thought of it.
You did not think of
News we need to peruse. You heard it from me first. News.
I think you heard a lady named Lady
Hold on.
J.
Let me see if that's going to be my tag now. And here's the news we need to peruse.
Okay, can I get some credit here from an honest person in the studio? Is there an honest person in the studio that knows I said
like to peruse?
Hey.
Now, or should I say it like this? And this is Casanova with the news we like to peruse. Or should I do it like this? Hello, this is the news that we like to peruse. So I'm working that out, guys. Just let me know which way you want me to do that. That's my new tagline. Thank you so much.
Okay. Is there a point where I get to press the beep button in your face?
I didn't use profanity, so you can't press the beep button.
Not the beep button, but how can I do the hand gesture?
You can't do it.
Stop the presses.
We on radio. Can't do it.
But you're not getting away with that one because you know that was mine.
So, Lady J, take us through. What are we going to do? What news are we going to peruse today?
Well, number one, tomorrow in the nation's capital, there are young people who are probably between the age of 16 and 18 or 17 and 19. I'm not quite sure, but they're coming from all over. There is, I believe, one or two buses from Cleveland, at least one coming from Columbus, and I think one coming from Cincinnati, of young people who have unified and galvanized and organized, all using strictly social media, Facebook and Twitter, to organize this march called, it's a March for Life Matters.
Okay.
And they're going to march to protest, especially those who are now 18 and of the voting age, their right to say, we want gun control. So these aren't like necessarily those who can't vote. These are people who can vote, young people who are 18, who are 17, who may have siblings, who are probably seniors in high school, and they have the right to vote now. They want to exercise their right to influence the people in power. So
what do you think about it? And how did they get together? How did this happen?
All through social media.
Okay.
They created, I don't know exactly who organized. I know one of the organizers is in Baltimore, because I read an article where there's a show on Comedy Central. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Comedy Central. I think it comes on before Trevor Noah's show, The Daily.
All right, that's all right. But how did they go ahead?
And they broadcasted this most recent episode in the living room of a young man or a young person in Baltimore who is organizing the Baltimore group, and they were speaking on the fact that this is very important to us because in Baltimore there's tons of gun violence going on within the schools. There has been at least 8 different deaths of young people, and this person feels that because they're in the city of Baltimore, because they are black, that those 8 deaths are not going to get reported, unlike all the other mass shootings were primarily in schools where the population is more student body of white.
All right. Well, let me say this, okay? For those of you that are listening to this show, you say, this is a show about marketing. What the heck does that have to do with marketing? I want you to understand something. The fact that these young people utilize social media to come together and spread this message and organize, that is related to the show because one of our primary topics is the use of social media. It's not always for profit. Sometimes it's for exposure. But the use, whether it's improper or proper use of social media. So I just wanted to make sure we clarified that.
Yes, that was going to be my next point because I think it's actually remarkable. And when I was watching CNN, even the commentators on CNN and on NBC and MSNBC were all very just impressed that these young people from across the country don't know each other, but organized through the use of social media and the proper use of it to be able to say, we're going to have this march. They're estimating about anywhere to 500,000 to 1 million young people gathering on the mall in Washington, D.C.
I'd be impressed if, when it comes to that age group, if it's just 100,000. If it was just 10,000. That is impressive when you can get them to take their thumbs off of the keyboard of their cell phones, when you can take their iPads and get their eyes to look up from them, okay? When you can take the joysticks out of their hands, or better yet, they took it out of their own hands. I am extremely impressed that they did this. Now, I'm sure that there were some older adults that helped organize as well. But even if it was led by all 40-year-olds, the beautiful thing about this is these young people said, I'm giving up a significant part of my weekend to fight for the safety of myself and the generations that come behind me.
It's thoroughly impressive.
That's extremely impressive because for me to get a lot of you adults, well, Saturday's my only day off. That's a lot of you guys. Well, I don't feel like paying for a bus ticket to Washington, D.C. It's too far. Nobody's going to listen. So first of all, let me give you guys kudos, okay,
to the young people
for doing what you did so far, okay? We did that as the older generation. We did the 1 Million Man March, and I'm not going to pretend that I was there. I'm just saying my generation and the generation, maybe my mother's generation, is responsible for the 1 Million Man March. Mm-hmm. There was a 1 Million Woman March. Mm-hmm. There's also in the current generation the Black Lives Matter movements. There are the Blue Lives Matter movements. There are several other movements, your gay movements and blah, 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 blah. So with that being said, though, now here's where I play devil's advocate. Okay. As much as I admire you guys for what you are about to do, and I hope that history is made, I hope that 500,000 to 1 million to 30 million of you get together tomorrow. But here is, I'm going to tell you guys something. Congress doesn't care about you. If Congress cared about you, there would have been gun control laws since at least Columbine, which happened before a lot of you were even born.
Now, hold up. Let me stop you here. You have a point, but however, let's try to think of this in the positive.
Absolutely not, because I'm going to live in reality, and I'm not going to hide you guys from the negative. So I'm going to go forward with my point. Again, I am very proud of you. We are very proud of you at the Talktainment family for exercising your right to free speech and protest. It is very encouraging to see young people this age to care enough to do what you did and to have the resources to pull each other together. But I'm going to follow up with my point. Congress does not care about you. But let me tell you why. Part of the reason why Congress doesn't care about you is beyond your control. It doesn't always affect their children. You don't control that part. Here's the part that you can control, and I'm gonna tell you some of the mistakes that my generation made and the generation before your generation made that the civil rights generation did not make. But here's the mistakes that my generation made. We had a certain thing called the Million Man March. Right now we have the Black Lives Matters movements. Here's the thing. We get 15 minutes of fame. A lot of us get together. We get a lot of talk show coverage. We get a lot of Facebook and Twitter coverage. We get a lot of YouTube coverage. We get a lot of barbershop coverage. We get a lot of beauty parlor coverage.
Okay.
We get a lot of dinner table coverage.
Okay.
And 2 months later, our numbers start to dwindle. So that protest goes from 1 million, it drops down to 100,000, it drops down to 10,000, it drops down to a handful of people talking about it, and then 6 months later, none of us are doing anything. There is no follow through. This is why Congress does not care about you. Congress is used to all of us. And it's not just this movement. There are other movements that have nothing to do with this one, in which we make some good points about safety. We make some good points about homelessness. We make some good points, okay, about underfunding and discrimination and things of that sort. But we don't follow the rule. We are the flavor of the month. And when the dust settles, you go back to living your normal life and accepting the fact that I can get a gun quicker than I can get a bank loan. You go back to your normal life and you accept the fact, okay, that you go back to Congress not changing anything that's going on. So unfortunately, Lady J, I have no other choice but to drop reality that it's great what you're doing, but it's not going to mean a thing unless you keep at it. Congress knows. Let me say this real quick. Congress knows that after it dies down, see what they're going to do. They're going to say the right things. We love our young people. We're concerned. We're proud of our young people. They're going to talk about the issue. We've all got to get together and do something. So there might be a couple of donations here and there. There might be a few ideas thrown around. But none of them are going to get together and vote and make any changes to do anything, because you guys 6 months from now are going to be talking about something else. And all they have to do is weather the storm. and let this pass.
What?
And like every other movement before it, this too shall pass. Tell me I'm lying.
I can't agree with you on that.
I don't know how you can't agree with facts. The black light when
Okay,
Trayvon Martin got shot.
Okay, but
when Oscar Grant, we had Eric Garner, we had initial big
said
movements.
your moment. Let me say
Go
mine.
ahead.
Let me say
I don't
mine.
know how you can't agree with logic and facts, but go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I'm not totally disagreeing with logic and facts, but that was those. What if this is a different movement? These are different. These are younger people.
It's a different movement. I agree.
Let me finish, because you said your piece. I don't agree with it, because I hear, yes, we should let them know there may be a chance that Congress may not listen, but let's be more encouraging. That's sometimes part of the problem. We always want to assume that this is going to go wrong, and I don't like when people assume. Yes, we know that history has shown this, that, and the other thing, but it only takes certain people to make that change. And
I didn't assume anything was going wrong.
Okay, you automatically said, well, they're not going to care. What if this?
I said they don't care. I didn't say they're not going to.
Okay, but
when has Congress cared?
Okay, does it look like I care that Congress cares or doesn't care?
But they're the ones in power. You need to care if they care.
I don't care, because I still.
If you don't care, you don't have the power to change anything they do.
Okay, I still don't care.
Okay, what's the logic in that?
Can I finish my point?
Go for it.
I don't care, because still, if I'm that one person that can get the attention, what one person can turn to two people. It takes time, but yes, you have to keep at it. So that's what you should have said instead of running down the list of the negatives.
I did say you have
that,
to keep at it. I said follow through.
But you said it after you pointed out the negative.
I didn't point out all the negative. I just pointed out that particular negative that and I included my generation. To blame. Unlike the civil rights movement, we kept fighting for civil rights and kept fighting and kept fighting and kept going back to the table. They got beat and got back up. They got thrown off of buses and got back up. They were told they were 3/5 of a man and they got back up. They were lynched and they got back up. Guess what we're doing with Black Lives Matter? We're ignoring all the black-on-black crime. We're waiting for the next Trayvon Martin to get shot. We're waiting for the next Tamir Rice to get shot, and we're going to make noise for 10 minutes, and an hour later, we're going back to our regular lives not doing a goddamn thing.
But that's,
again, and every movement has done that.
Again, but that's your generation.
Nah. You're a part of my generation. Last time I checked,
I'm younger. I'm younger by a lot of years. Remember,
How many years are you younger by?
I'm way young. I'm 21, dear.
You're 21. Okay, all right. Okay, that's cool.
See, I'm 21, so I have nothing to do with y'all generation. So if y'all screwed up, that's y'all's fault.
That's our fault. Okay, all right.
Now, I like I said, yes, the young people may face some challenges. I agree with you on that. But I still think we should be encouraging. Yes, we should say to them, here's the reality. You may face some opposition, but keep pushing. But you should say to keep pushing, but just know there will be some opposition. I'd rather you say to keep pushing first, then say the opposition later. You know, I have an issue where people want to automatically point out the negative, then want to try to put a Band-Aid on it.
I didn't try to put a Band-Aid on it at all. I left the wound open because when you put a Band-Aid on it, it's easy to forget about it. But when you wear the scar proudly, you remember how you got that scar. So I wanted to show them the mistakes that were made, and I hope that somebody challenges me and says we're not going to quit. But unfortunately, if I had to bet right now, I would bet with history. I'm gonna play the odds. I'm not gonna go against the House. I'm gonna go with the House, and the House always wins. And in this case, the House of Congress is gonna win, because I tell you what young people do and what old people do nowadays, they don't follow through. And I don't believe they're going to follow through.
So you've already given up, is what you're saying.
I haven't given up. I'm telling you they're not going to follow through. If I had to bet my check on them following through versus them not following through, I'm going to bet my check on them not following through.
So basically
3 months from now, this movement is going to be a thing.
So that means if you're at the club,
I give it 6 months.
So if you're at the club talking to a girl, so your homeboy can say, I already know, man, you ain't gonna get that number, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. she ain't going to say, yeah, we just going to go ahead and put you down for the count.
He definitely ain't going to be talking about me because I always get the number if I want it. So he ain't talking about me.
But you missing the point of what I'm trying to say. He's already shot you down.
Yeah, he ain't talking about, he wouldn't be one of my homeboys because my homeboys know better.
Okay, can I finish my point?
Go ahead.
Okay, so again, you're missing my point. So your homeboy could shoot you down and you hadn't even gone over to talk to the girl. So they hadn't even had the march. This might be a different march, unlike all the other marches, and you're already shooting it down.
So you are going to discount decades of history.
I'm not denying history, but what if this is the era of change, of true change? Because I've never seen, we've had all these different things, but for young people to have a
How long we been lobbying for gun control? Would you say it's over a year? Yes or no?
Can I?
Is it over a year?
You gonna let me?
Yes or no? Is it over a year? Yes or no? That's a yes or no question.
I'm not answering the question.
Is it over 5 years? I'm gonna answer for you. Yes. Has it been over 10 years?
I've not.
Yes. Has it been over 20 years?
Did I interrupt you when you said your point? Can I say my point?
I didn't know you were still making a point.
Because you keep interrupting me. So like I said, yes, young people are going to have that challenge. They have to keep pushing. That is true. But I still rather you have said that first than later.
Young people, here you go. You got a challenge. I don't think you're going to follow through. There it is. There it is. There I is. I said, here's the positive. Here's the positive. It's a sunny day outside. Here's the negative. It's cold. Deal with it. Now, is that positive enough for you?
No. But anyway, let's move on to the next story.
No, hold on. We ain't done with this one. No. We're not done with this one. So the other part of this is they're trying to say teachers need to be given guns in school. So the way to resolve this mass shooting is to give teachers guns. And in the immortal words of Smokey from Friday, you got to be a stupid MFer to get fired on your day off. That is one of the stupidest solutions I have ever heard in my life. And I'm going to say this. Giving someone a gun, even if they take that week-long class or the weekend course or however many hours, 4 hours on the gun range, that does not give you the same amount of training that a person gets in basic training in the military or a police officer in 9 months of a police academy gets. You don't get trained the restraint. You don't get trained how they are put under pressure situations when they are under fire, and they are taught how to respond under fire. You're not taught that. Just because you have a concealed weapon permit does not mean you are an expert marksman. People in the military and on the police force get to practice over and over and over and over again their marksmanship skills, their combat skills, their restraint, and their self-defense. Trained police officers have often panicked and shot the wrong person. So you mean a teacher who's not used to carrying a gun to work, you're going to give them a gun? Now, this isn't to demean teachers, but I want to illustrate how stupid that is. So let's give the janitor the guns too. Well, in the hospital, let's make sure all the nurses and doctors have guns too. Let's also make sure at church all the deacons have guns. All the deaconesses have guns. That's silly. That is adding more kerosene to a fire that's already burning out of control. What if one of these teachers feel threatened by one of the children and shoot a 16-year-old boy?
Or what if they're not even 16? What if they're 6?
What if? Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Whoa,
no, we're not talking about. No,
I didn't think about that.
So you're focusing on high school kids.
Wow.
What if you have a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old who has all this energy,
wow,
and they're just becoming a little bit on your nerves, and you're a little bit on edge, and they won't sit down? What are you gonna do? Whip out the gun and threaten them?
Or the teacher gets distracted and the 6-year-old gets the gun.
Correct.
And shoots himself.
Correct.
I didn't think about that, Lady J. That's even worse.
Yes, we're not just talking about teenagers, because we're focused. You probably mentioned that because the last few shootings have been in high school.
Correct, exactly. So I wasn't thinking about that, but that's a good point.
Little people.
Wow.
Kids are known for picking up things they don't know what to do,
wow,
how to use them. It only takes one wrong situation, and so what? So it's okay if your kid gets shot, wow, my kid gets shot, the next man's kid gets shot, and that's supposed to fix the problem?
You kind of got me scared on that one. I didn't think about that. Now, let's go ahead and say this. Let's just pretend every one of these teachers that are giving guns are former police officers and former military, okay? So they do have the training and the discipline to respond under duress, okay? That doesn't guarantee that they're going to get to their gun before the shooter does.
Correct, because depending on where the gun is, if it's locked up, you still got to unlock the thing, and by the time you take all the time to do all of that, something could go wrong.
That also doesn't guarantee that there might not be 3 shooters to just you.
Correct.
That also says you got a handgun versus to 2 guys with an Uzi.
Or as a lot of these unfortunate mass shooters have been, these people have gotten these silly, stupid, should be controlled semi-automatics that can just spray at the drop of the dime.
Yeah. So
versus somebody having a handgun. So one shot to the 5 that can happen in the same amount of time it takes you to shoot one.
The other thing that I'm going to say is this. For the 3 cops that did not enter during the Florida mass shooting, I want you guys to understand, these are trained police officers who did not feel comfortable enough to enter. What's a teacher going to do when 3 police officers and the security guard is a former off-duty cop? The 4 of them didn't feel comfortable enough taking on a man with a semi-automatic or an automatic weapon. They knew that they were outgunned. Okay? What's a teacher going to do with 1/10 of their training?
Correct. Now, if I can go back really quickly before we move on to our next story about your comment about the young people. The reason why I also had concerns about your yes, be realistic, but this is where when you're dealing with young people of today, we need to, yes, give them reality, but still encourage them. A lot of young people, we have issues where they get past 13, 14, 15, and so on. They quit talking because they don't hear a lot of encouragement from us adults.
Oh, they quit talking because they're busy texting. So I'm not going to put it on all us adults. They're busy texting. They're busy because they do a whole lot of talking in locker rooms. Hey, listen, it wasn't that long ago. I was younger. Now it was a lot longer for you than it was for me. But I can remember being younger. I'm not gonna put it all on adults. Because young people sure don't mind talking when a rap song come on. They sure don't mind talking about love and hip hop. They sure don't mind talking about the last Beyonce video. So I don't want to hear that garbage, or the fight that went on in school, or who breasts is the biggest.
Oh, wait. Why are we talking about those?
Well, I'm not talking about breasts.
Okay, family friendly.
We need to be talking about thighs too, but I'm just saying that's what young people talk about. You way out of touch.
I'm not out of touch.
That's what they talk. You think they talk about the Pythagorean theorem? That's what you think? Obtuse angles? You think that's what the theory of relativity? You think that's what young folk talk about?
Okay.
No.
Again, I still don't like the negative. I'm just gonna say that.
Negative is necessary. Like what did Eddie Murphy say on Vampire in Brooklyn? Evil is good. Evil is necessary. Sometimes it's necessary evil. Remember when he was the pastor? Evil is good. Ass is good. And when you get a piece of evil ass, you really doing good. Evil is necessary.
Hello.
You can't have dark
without
light. You can't have order without chaos.
Hello.
It is what it is.
Hello.
Bloods, Crips.
Hello.
Gotta have them both.
Hello.
I'm listening.
Is something wrong with you?
Chocolate and peanut butter. Gotta have them both.
Do I gotta get a new co-host?
Salt and pepper.
I'm getting a new co-host because he acting out of line now.
Lady J and Drew. Gotta have them both. Especially the Drew part.
No, we're gonna get rid of Drew because he's not listening.
Thank you very much.
New co-host. I'm hiring for new co-host. Please call 1-877-932-9766. I need a new co-host because mine is out of control.
But young people, I do really respect you and love you. So hopefully that put a Band-Aid on the gunshot that I just caused.
Look, stay right there. Stay right there. We're going to have more on the New Money Show about how to survive when you're not selling here on TalkTimidRadio.com.
I just love that outro music.
For the best home fragrance and beauty products, shop Ash Kickin' online.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Made with 100% natural quality ingredients and handcrafted with your family in mind, Ash Kickin' products are better than those other guys. Ash Kickin' candles, incense, body butter, face moisturizer, and hair moisturizer are priced just right, and you can get yours at 10% off with coupon code TALK17. Support this 100% black-owned business and get your home and body smelling and feeling all right.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Shop Ash Kickin' online at www.ashkickin.com.
Live call-in talk show. Dial 1-877-932-9766 and join the conversation here on TalkTimidRadio.com.
Girlfriend, why are you in such a good mood on a Monday morning?
We just bought a foreclosed home and saved a ton of money.
A ton of money? What a blessing. Tell me how.
Well, Linco Realty specializes in selling foreclosed homes.
Linco Realty? I've heard about them on the radio. Yeah, that smart people buy foreclosed homes ad. Don't they have that website with all those vacant government and bank-owned foreclosed homes?
Yes, that's repohomelist.com. And they have lenders with purchase and repair money, even down payment assistance and credit repair.
No money down, plus purchase and repair money? What's the number?
614-375-2289. Record low interest rates make some homes cheaper than rent.
Well, Bill wants a new home. Can Linco Realty help us?
Yes, Linco Realty can sell you a new home in over 50 communities around Central Ohio. They've been in business for over 35 years.
Wow, you've really been blessed.
And you can too. Call Linco Realty today at 614-375-2289.
I've got the water, energy bars, and camera. I think we're set for the hike.
Almost. We need to protect our skin. Don't forget your wide-brimmed hat and sunscreen.
All right. I've got the hat. I've got SPF 30. Will that work?
Yeah, anything 15 or higher is good. Just make sure it says broad spectrum.
Great. Got it. I am not getting burned again. Let's go.
Learn more at cdc.gov/cancer.
This is Al Edmondson, owner of a Cutter Brother Rest Barbershop. I'm calling on all barbers and beauticians. It's time for us to unite as one. We can serve our communities better together. Join the Ohio Black Barber Beauty Network. For more information, visit www.obbn.org or call 614-427-3226 to get more information. Be the change that you want to see in your community. Join our network.
If you or someone you know is abusing drugs and or alcohol and want to stop the abuse, contact APDS at 1409 East Livingston Avenue. Office hours are 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. APDS is certified by the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services and primarily funded through the Adam H. Board. Fees are based on your income and Medicaid is always accepted. For more information, call 614-253-4448.
Every year, June marks the beginning of two busy seasons, summer and wedding season. If you are legally changing your name, you need to apply for a replacement Social Security card reflecting your new name. This is easier to fix now when you first change your name than years from now when you retire. So go to our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/SS number or call us at 1-800-772-1213, TTY 1-800-325-0778 to find out what specific documents you need to change your name and apply for a replacement card.
Right, it's the TalkTainmentRadios.com, TalkTainmentRadio.com. The number is 1-877-932-9766. It's the show New Money, and we were actually talking about our topics. We weren't talking about a topic. We were actually talking about one of our news topics, which was the Lives Matter March tomorrow. But our topic today is about how to survive when you're not selling. And we chose this topic because there will be days when you may not sell. There'll be days when you may not get a like on your Facebook page or your Twitter page. Someone may not see your picture. How do you deal with that silent rejection? How do you go on when there's that silent rejection? How do you motivate yourself to keep selling the next day when you may not get a like or a handshake or 2 thumbs up or a kiss mark?
Or even worse, you don't get a new subscriber.
Correct.
You don't get a new sponsor.
Correct.
And it doesn't have to be a day. Let's take it longer than a day because I'm going to give most of you watching the benefit of the doubt that you're not going to quit in one day. It has to be like climbing Mount Everest. That's something you quit in one day. Okay. You get halfway up the summit, you barely can breathe. All your muscles ache. Your fingers are frozen, your feet are frozen, you quit. That's it. But climbing the top of Mount Vernon here in Columbus, walking Mount Vernon, Mount Vernon Avenue, okay, that's not something you give up because it's a much easier trek. It's nowhere near as challenging walking. Now, some people would say it depends on what time of night you walk Mount Vernon. It might be easier to climb Mount Everest, but with that being, all things equal, usual, and customary, walking up and down the street of Mount Vernon Avenue is nowhere near climbing Mount Everest. So you won't quit. Most of you that are watching, I don't believe, are going to quit in one day. So let's talk about you didn't get a lot of sales in a month's time. You're having a bad month, Lady J.
People aren't answering your ad. They're not calling you back. They're not responding to your advertisement or your post or
your request. Those of you who are professional beggars, aka CEOs of nonprofits.
That sounds just so horrible.
It's so horrible, but it's so true. I mean, they're professional beggars, so it is what it is.
Well, I do well professionally begging.
There you go. But let's say that you're Mr. Restaurant owner. You just opened a restaurant 6 months ago. Okay, your 3rd and 4th month, you did extremely well. Your 1st and 2nd month, you were just getting in. I'm going to say your first 4 months, you did wonderful because you're the new flavor of the month. You are Eat at Nene's.
Nene's Fish Emporium.
Pizza
and Fish Emporium.
Fish Emporium and tires. Okay.
And tires.
So you can eat pizza, fish, and get your tires changed at Nene's Pizza and in Fish Emporium, aka Used Tire Center. Okay. So you're the new flavor of the month, and for the first 4 months, you were very profitable.
I sold lots of pizza and sold lots of fish and
lots of tires. Don't forget.
Yes.
That. Okay?
Oh yeah, the tires.
Now, in the 5th month, you didn't do that great, but you said, okay, it's a fluke. You didn't care. Now month 6 is almost over, and your losses are higher than your profits, but you still got to pay rent for that building. You ordered supplies. Those are technically not paid for because you charged them on the company credit card, and you were hoping that your sales would help you pay for them. You still have a mortgage to pay for. You have 3 or 4 cars that you're still paying payments on, 2 of which may be business cars. 1 may be your personal car.
Yep.
Okay. You have employee salaries to pay for, even
Correct.
though there's only 8 people working there. That still adds up.
And you have insurance probably for those
You
utilities?
have your business utilities to take care of.
And business insurance.
Okay, and you still have your personal stuff that needs to be paid for as well.
Correct.
And now you're getting a little bit more desperate. Now, having a rejection during the first few months was no big deal because you had more customers than you know what to do with.
Correct.
Month 5, you saved a little bit, so you had still money left over because you did so well the first 4 months. But month 6, your funds are starting to dry up. So how do you survive? So
what do you do?
What do you do? So one of the first things you do is you have to learn why you are not selling. How
Yes.
can you learn, Lady J?
You can learn why you're not selling by looking at, first of all, you look at your inventory. You look at okay, a couple things.
I like the inventory.
Look at inventory.
Thing. I like that.
You see what has been selling.
Yeah, I like that.
So, for example, let's take pizza. If you got pepperoni, cheese, vegetarian, and seafood, so you recognize that people definitely like the pepperoni cheese because that's pretty standard. But you're finding out that people aren't quite feeling the seafood
and
pizza.
that seafood smells horrible now because it's going bad.
Because it's not being sold.
It's not being sold, and you losing money. That crab meat is expensive. You're not using imitation crab meat.
You're using the real deal.
Stuff.
So you look at that. Then you look at your fish emporium part of it. You look at, okay, so the catfish is doing well. The perch is doing well. Whiting, not so much. Shrimp, maybe.
Nobody buying tilapia.
Nobody buying tilapia.
Even though you got it like $1 a fillet, nobody's
buying the
it.
tilapia. Now, last but not least, you look at your tires. You look at, are you got what brands of tires are working? What brands of tires are not working? So you want to make a list of what's working, what's not working, and then you want to slowly start eliminating that.
Correct.
Because, for example, let's do the fish. If you eliminate tilapia and put your money into the catfish and maybe create a catfish deal and take the tilapia off, you have more money to put into getting more quality catfish.
That's brilliant. I like that. That's brilliant. I love it.
So that's one thing you could do. You can also look at not just what's selling, but even what customers are saying about maybe the service your employees are giving or not giving.
Okay.
So if you maybe do a customer survey and be nice to really encourage customers to fill out the survey, but don't make the survey really long.
Yes, please.
Don't make the survey long, but just enough.
3 to 5 questions is just fine.
But do just enough that they will give you some good pertinent information. So then you look and say, okay, maybe they like that the employees are helping them bag their food. Maybe they like that they're giving them a coupon. Maybe they don't like the fact that when they come in, they're not being properly greeted.
Wow, that's a good one.
So you may have to have a little employee training session to, give some more customer service tips to your employees to say, this is how we are going to treat our customers.
And remember, you can't control what you don't measure. Before we go further, Lady J just gave you 2 gold nuggets. Inventory. You have to count inventory. You have to keep track of it. You can't control what you can't measure. Now, she said something about surveys. That's another gold nugget. If you don't ask your customers, you don't know if you're not keeping track of their customer experience, as well as surveying your employees. But especially with your customers, to keep it simple, we'll just talk about them. Give them a motive to fill out the survey. So it could be a free what?
A free pizza, a free fish
dessert.
Dinner, a free dessert.
I ain't giving. Now, if it's my Emporium, see at NANE's Emporium, you fill out a survey, you gonna get a free fish dinner. You fill out. I can't hear myself, but you fill out. You fill out a survey at Casanova's Emporium. Okay, you lucky you getting a pepperoni because you darn sure ain't getting a pizza.
But see, that's why.
Expensive.
But see, that's why they're gonna come to NANE's Emporium and not yours, because I'm giving them one free fish dinner maybe once a month.
That's expensive. Don't give them a free. Okay, give them a free dessert.
A free dessert.
Don't give them a free fish dinner. That's giving too much. It better be one heck of a survey. I fill out. Matter of fact, I'm going to NANE's Emporium and I'm filling out a survey every time I visit because you giving me a whole free dinner. How you gonna make money?
Okay, but that's so maybe I do a raffle, and for every 50 surveys I get, that one person that fills out the survey will get that free dinner. Not that I'm giving everybody a free dinner, but you say that so that they will fill out the survey. You may have a chance to win a free dinner, but that would make more people fill out the survey, and then you draw a survey out of a hat, a raffle type of situation, and that person gets the free dinner. But
yeah,
you're using it as a tool to get them to
correct
to do that.
Yeah, but she's right. But so those are two good gold nuggets. Let's go even further than that, Lady J. You got another one you want to share?
Another one. So I said inventory. I said
you said survey, and you said a motive for a survey. And I love that.
I said in that survey, you're also looking at what the employees are doing right and wrong. Because if the employees have something to do with why you're not selling, you definitely want to nip that in the bud.
You want to nip that, and I love that. Oh, I forgot she said training. That was actually I didn't give you credit for 3 gold nuggets. The training or retraining. Because what happens is during those down selling times, take advantage of time. Now you've got the time. When you're busy, you don't have the time to do a lot of correcting of mistakes and retraining. But when you're having, and understand that your sales slumps are temporary. For people who are always trying to improve, sales slumps are temporary. So during that downtime, you are retraining your staff and yourself.
Well, and let me tell you why that's important. Because if you find out through your customer surveys that part of the reason why people aren't coming there because your staff's either being nasty, non-compliant, or not empathetic in some way based on what you are in business for, that's a problem.
You got to train them customer service badly because they can destroy your business. So you got to do that. So
the next thing you want to look at is you want to look at your ad campaigns. How you're promoting. What is drawing people in, what is not drawing people into your emporium.
And if you don't track your ads, like let me give you guys a very simple way. Yes, there's software out there. We'll cover that another time. But a simple way to track your ads, we're going to pretend this is a flyer to Nene's to eat at Nene's Pizza and Fish Emporium, a.k.a. Used Tire Shop. And coming soon, cell phones. Okay. Obama phones preferably. Okay. And prescription RX cards all in one shop. Okay. But let's say there's a flyer. What kind of prescription RX? Okay. The discount kind. So this is the flyer. Make sure there's a tracking code on that.
Yes.
Okay, make sure there's a tracking code, and the person, when they call in or they go online, they got to put the code in. So you know that here in Columbus, we have a place called Pickerington, Ohio. She's getting a bunch of calls from Pickerington.
Correct.
She's getting a bunch of calls from Canal Winchester.
Correct.
She's getting a bunch of calls from Reynoldsburg.
Correct.
But in the Hilltop, she's not getting any calls.
Correct.
But unfortunately, in Southfield, she's not getting any calls. Well, what did I say? Pickerington, Reynoldsburg, and Canal Winchester, for some reason, they're calling in. Why? Well, let's look at the tracking. All of those are on the east side of Columbus.
Correct.
Where's her restaurant? It's on the east side. So she's doing a great job of attracting people
from the east side.
From the east side. The people in the Hilltop
they're on the west side.
Westerville are saying it's too far.
Too far.
So what can she do to fix that?
One thing that I could do is consider, entertain the idea of maybe opening up another location.
And that could be. But there also could be more simpler things that she can do. Maybe she can rechange her flyer to give people an even better deal. If they can come in and show, hey, I live on the west side of town, so you're getting an additional 15% off. Or you get a free dessert because you drive further. Now, a lot of people on the east side might not like that idea, but I'm not here to fix what's already doing well. I'm going to repeat what's doing well. I got to fix
what's not working.
Correct. I got to entice the people who are not coming. I don't have to entice the people that are already here.
Correct. So that's an example in the restaurant biz. So let's say you are a door-to-door salesman. I'm going to do that one. Okay?
Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Let's say you are a door-to-door salesman and say you are knocking doors and you are doing well. You knock the door and every time you smile, they say yes, and they're going to buy the cable from you. They're going to buy the alarm system from you. They're going to buy energy from you. And that's been going great for about 6 months. Now it's starting.
We'll say the last 2 months you've been doing horribly.
So now you want to figure out, well, why is it when I smile they were saying yes, now I smile or not? They're kind of going, I got to think about it. So you got to decide. You maybe think to yourself,
what am I doing wrong?
Right. So what do you want to ask? You want to start asking when they're saying no, or well, why are you going? Or why are you saying no, not interested?
What is it that you like about your current competitor?
Correct.
What is it that I didn't address? What is it that you don't understand that I could have done better?
Correct.
What is it that you're looking for that I could offer you that would make you give us a shot? These are just some questions I'm throwing off the top of my head.
But also, even what you even might want to do is even check with a trusted coworker or friend to see if your pitch is hitting.
Correct, but you can't do that if you are not tracking what you're saying. And the easiest way to track what you're saying, just have a script. People think scripts are bad. Scripts are great. They're only bad when they're too lengthy. Scripts are great because you don't have to remember what you said at 100 different doors.
Correct.
If you have
one script,
you know what you said, and it's easy to adjust it.
So if your script says, "Hi, my name is Casanova. I'm from Cell Phones Emporium, and we are offering you a free cell phone package with all the features and fixings and bells and whistles for $50 a month." And someone says, "No, I'm not interested." And you say, "Well, why are you not interested?" "Well, I like who I have." "Well, who do you have and what are they offering you?" And so you look at what you're offering and compare it to what they're offering, as well as you look at how they responded to what you were saying in your pitch. Did they smile? Did they listen? Did they seem like they were getting ready to close the door? So as you are looking at your script, you can mark off something.
That's correct.
Put a circle around it.
You can create a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet if you want to keep electronic copies. There are apps that can help you do that. We can get into that another time. But I want to give you 2 more gold nuggets before we run out of time. One of the things that you can do when you're not selling is you need to educate yourself. Or re-educate yourself.
Learn your market.
Now, training is when you're training your staff, but this is now you educating yourself. Even if you don't have a staff and it's just you, it's now time to re-educate yourself. And you need to read books about keywords, selling techniques. What else, Lady J, you can get books on?
You need to get books on even the industry that you're in. So if you're selling cable, if you're selling cell phones, find out what other industry leaders are doing, what has worked for them, what are your competitors doing, what has worked for them.
Exactly. And it could be videos. It can be audio books. If you want to time manage while you're driving or while you're walking, you've got earpieces in, and you're listening to positive sales to positive selling techniques and things of that sort. So, role playing is another thing. You're not that busy anyway, so you take an extra hour out of your day or an hour out of your day. You cut your day from 8 hours to 7, and you spend an hour role playing. So these are things that can be done.
Now, you said role playing?
Role playing, not in the way that Lady J role plays, but the things that are related to business. Now,
thought you would catch on to that one.
Now, here's another thing I want to give you, if I don't give you anything else. Be prepared. Know ahead of time that you're going to go through a slump. So when you have a very, very, very good month, pay your bills a month in advance. So therefore, when you have a bad month, you're already ahead. Desperation sometimes magnifies rejection.
Oh yeah, it shows.
And it also shows at the door.
It does.
And sometimes you get desperate. You ever met a woman who's desperate for a date? Boy, she's easy. And I'm not saying that to be fun. There's a whole lot of jokes that I could say. I'm serious. But see, I knew she was going to go there because she has a dirty mind, and I don't have a dirty mind.
Hold on.
I'm being clean.
Hold up.
I'm just saying.
Wait. Hold up, Mr. Breast Assistant Thighs from the last segment. How about, let's not use a woman, for example. Let's look at a man who might be desperate.
I don't know about easy men. I'm not into that. That's not how I roll.
I'm going to talk about it because you usually use the woman example.
Okay, a man can be desperate, and then women like Lady J fleeces him.
No.
So you see what I'm saying? She takes his money because he's desperate. So, but if you financially,
so if you're at the door and you haven't gotten a sale in 2 months, and you're sitting there going, "Hi, I'm from the cable company out west, and we really would like to have your business." It sounds, if you're sounding in a certain way, if
people are gonna hear it,
if your body language is in a certain way, if you're looking like a sad puppy that hasn't found his bone or his home.
If it's a great, even if it's a great deal, I'll say this real quick because I don't want to run out of time. But I had a guy that I'm mentoring, and he was even willing to give away an old 32-inch TV just to get a cable sale.
No,
he didn't get it. I would have not given them a darn thing, and I bet you I still would have gotten the sale because I make people feel they're missing out. But that's for another day. So I just want to conclude. This gold nugget is you want to prepare for slumps, and if you do that by taking your profit and investing in your training ahead of time, paying off your bills early ahead of time, now you don't have that temptation. Oh God, I got to make a sale to keep the lights on. I got to make a sale to fill up on gas. I got to make a sale or we don't eat. If you take those beautiful times and you put money ahead, those lean times, you're already ahead of the curve.
And if you put your money ahead, also you'll have more money even left to even splurge if you do it right.
That's correct. We got 2 minutes. Lady J, what are your parting shots?
Parting shots. Always check us out at our Twitter handle is New Money Show TTR. Check us out, facebook.com/Talktainment. Check us out, talktainmentradio.com. Casanova, Lady J. We also have our own personal Twitter and Facebook as well. Look us up.
Don't hit me up on my personal because I won't talk to you. Just hit me up on the New Money stuff.
Okay. He's already saying I'm not in business anymore.
But I guess my parting shot would be expect the fact that you're gonna go through sales slumps, but don't be like these guys and panic and want to quit and want to change professions. I don't care what you do in life, whether it's basketball, whether it's sales, whether it's modeling, you're going to go through slumps.
There's going to be ups and downs.
Bokeem Woodbine, however you say his name, he went over 10 years without getting any major parts. Now he's back with a vengeance. So don't give up. Okay, you're going to go through slumps, but if you prepare for them ahead of time, and when they happen, you're re-educating yourself, investing in yourself, retraining your staff, and motivating your customers, giving better incentives. Those sales slumps won't be so bad.
Correct. And as long
you'll
as
survive. You might even thrive.
Correct. As long as you're staying aware of what you're doing and paying close attention to every piece of information you're taking in, you also won't have, you'll be better prepared for those bad days when you're alert and aware. Man, you have to be alert and aware.
Yeah, I can't believe we said all that in less than 2 minutes. Good God! Any other time we run out of time.
Well,
we got room for another gold nugget, Lady J. I mean, is there another parting shot you want to say?
Another parting shot.
Anything about the news earlier that we said? Anything you want to just?
Good luck to the young people tomorrow. We hope that you will continue to organize, galvanize, and exercise your right
for freedom of speech.
Yes, freedom of speech. Get your voice heard. I really do hope you're successful. Hopefully,
thank you for not being violent. Thank you for showing that the next generation of young people are brilliant. This has been New Money.
New Money. TalkTainmentRadio.com. Till next time.
world's greatest radio, Talktainment Radio.